Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I'm going to be doing products that I did not like, that disappointed me. I don't like being negative about things, but there are sometimes things just don't work out the way we thought they would. And I just want to let you know, if you saw me buy these or you haven't heard me talk about them, there's a reason, because I just didn't like them. So I might have mentioned some of these here and there, but I just thought we would just do a cohesive video about them. Just let you know which products really disappointed me. I don't think any of these I've had for more than like 6 months, but I have kind of accumulated some here and there. I haven't bought anything real recently, except for one item we'll get to in just a second. I don't have a ton, but I still feel like I had enough that it was worth sharing. Before I begin, I just want to say I don't dislike any of these companies. I don't think all the products that they make are bad. I think that there's other things in their line that I like, and some products that are my holy grails that are from these same companies. So no ill or shade towards any of these brands I've mentioned. If you love these products, that's totally fine. It just didn't work out for me. So don't be offended if I mentioned something that you totally love. I think that's enough disclaimer, right? We can go ahead. All right, first was the e.l.f. Velvet Touch Eyeshadow. I was disappointed in this because for e.l.f., it was kind of expensive. Like, I remember it being like, I don't know, like $10 or, I mean, for e.l.f., it was more than I would have wanted to spend for the quality that it is. And although it's nice to have the velvety feel, there's like no pigment. I think there's pigment on this yellow shade, but the rest of it was so really not pigmented that I'm like, when would I ever grab for this? And the silver is there, and then there's the burgundy. Like, that goldy green shade was the only one that really stood out. So I guess if I really wanted to create a look with this, but otherwise, like, it's cool, the feeling of the shadows. They're more similar to ColourPop, but the pigmentation, I was just like, what? Like, you put them on your eyes, even with swatching, it's like, okay, but putting them on the eyes, like translation, I tried to do a look with this, and I'm pretty sure I took it off, or I just added another palette. Like, I couldn't even get a look out of it. And the funny thing is just from swatching it, look how much it looks like the pink has been used. Like, I literally have just swatched this, but they're so soft that they're just kind of like, kind of putty-like, which is fine. They just weren't good. I'm sorry, e.l.f., but I've been having issues with your shadows lately. All right, next. This was a suggestion from Tati Glam Life Guru. And I know I'm not a baking girl, but this product caused me so many issues because I would bake with it and I couldn't see it on camera. And then I'd turn on my camera and film a video, and the whole time I'm talking, not seeing in the viewfinder the powder on my face. But when I go back and look at the video, it's like the littlest bit, but it would be like super obvious, just like a chunk of powder. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. There's nothing more frustrating than going back on a video after you filmed it, planned it all, gotten ready, going to edit it, and there's something screwed up on it. You're like, this is ridiculous. I can use this powder as far as like if I prime my face and powder and then dust it over. But I've even used this in tutorials. And I literally was just like sweeping. Like, girl, I tried so hard to get it off. I could not. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I could not. And I'm not about to like stop, take my SD card out, put it in my computer, look at the footage, come back, film again. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, it always just a little bit under my eye or over here. It was just like, I eventually just stopped using it. I wanted to love this. This is the Miracle Matte Translucent Finishing Powder, but I just don't. All right, next was a product that was in my project pan, but then I realized I think it makes me break out and I really don't like it. So this is the Pores No More Luminizer Primer. This was in one of my BoxyCharms. Here's the thing. I don't know that it really primes. I don't know that it really fills my pores, and I don't know that it really luminizes. So it doesn't have like that thick texture like the Pores No More's does. So I don't know that it really fills it in. I didn't notice my makeup lasting longer, and like, I guess a little luminizing, but it wasn't anything that I felt like was coming through on camera where I was like, oh, my skin looks so glowy. Like, no, it wasn't there. And I was noticing that I was breaking out more. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to give this a no. All right, next is a product that's not horrible. It's just fine. This is the Scandaleyes from Rimmel Waterproof Mascara. Okay, so I wanted a waterproof mascara for summer, and this says Volume Flash Scandaleyes. I was thinking, okay, this is gonna have that big, nice, dramatic look in a waterproof formula. It has a giant brush. It gives the most simple, lightly defined lashes. If you want some, I mean, this would be perfect for someone who's just getting into makeup, who just wants like basic lash definition, nothing. There was nothing volumizing about this. There was nothing lengthening about this. It literally just barely coated my lashes. I will still use it occasionally on my bottom lashes if I feel like I'm going to be sweaty or crying for whatever reason. But other than that, like, I was just, it didn't give me that wow effect, and it didn't really layer up. It wasn't one of those mascaras where I felt like I could like put on a coat and then like, oh, I put a couple more on and then it's like good to go. It was just like, meh, meh. This lipstick has got to be one of the worst lipsticks I have ever used. And you know that I love Shop Miss A, but I have used some doozies from them. And I have several videos that are like, you know, do's and don'ts, or buy this, not that, or whatever they're called. But these AOA Studio Wonder Lip Lock, the 24-hour lipsticks, these are horrible. Like, horrible. I had these in my bottom drawer to, you know, save for this type of video, so now I can pass them along. Little Miss got into them, so they got a little messy. This one ended up on my bedspread. Not so happy about it, but it is life. They are the most dry, chalky. This one won't even swatch anymore. It's just dried up in my drawer. Like, look at that. It like won't even. Let's try this one. Okay, that one's a little better. It was so dry, it made my lips feel like I had put paint on them. Like I had put acrylic paint on my lips and let it dry. It emphasized every dry patch. It looked so bad, so patchy. I was like, how did this even pass? And you know, I love their liquid lipsticks. I know not everybody is a fan, but I really do like them. These were not good at all. And last but not least, unfortunately, I'm going to have to mention the Ordinary foundation. I ordered this when I got my Ordinary products. I love these products for my rosacea. I love them. I've heard so much hype about the Ordinary foundation. This is the Coverage Foundation High Coverage Formula. The color actually was pretty decent for me. This is in 2P Light Medium with pink undertones. I don't know how they call this a high coverage. I literally get more coverage out of my IT Cosmetics CC cream than this. It is so light to medium coverage, barely buildable, and it just doesn't last. Like, I put this on, and if I have any little like bumps or anything, it's like I can immediately see them and I have to just go back in. And even when I try to layer it up, it doesn't layer. And then I'm going in with concealer, and then I'm just like, why? And then it doesn't last long. Like, I put this formula on, within a few hours, I feel like it's gone. So I'm like, did I miss the memo somewhere? Is this the wrong one? Because it says high coverage foundation. Everyone was talking about this like it was amazing, like the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I was like, oh, I've got to have it. It's only $5. It's not really that amazing. And I kind of thought it made me break out. I didn't feel like I was having really good skin days while I was using this. So I stopped using it. My skin's looking better. So it's weird because I'm like, they make my skincare. How can this make me break out? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So maybe it wasn't this. Maybe it was just a primer. But even with the formula, I just wasn't working. Wasn't doing it for me. All right. So that is everything. I do declutter usually like once a year. And I haven't been buying a lot. So there hasn't been a lot that I haven't liked, which is great. Those are a few things that I just felt like were worth a mention that just really didn't work out for me. I'm always bummed when that happens, but it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!